Today I want to share the beauty habits that have made the biggest difference for me now that I'm in my 40s. Hi, I'm Lisa. I share luxury beauty and timeless style. If that's your kind of content, I'd love for you to subscribe, and let's get started. Now in my 40s, I pay much more attention to skin prep and my skin health before the makeup routine. Since I'm very busy, I do a lot of my facial and skincare treatments at home. For me, consistency matters more than doing something elaborate. Skincare is something I need to stay on top of every day, and sunscreen is absolutely non-negotiable. I like to keep my skin prep before makeup fairly simple. A well-prepared canvas really does make every product look better. One of the biggest changes I've made is simply using less foundation. I'll apply it where I want to even out the skin and then let the rest of my complexion show through. For me, that gives me a fresher and more elegant result than trying to make my skin look perfectly uniform. Whether it's concealer, blush, contour, or foundation, I find that thin layers look much more seamless on my skin and gives me much more control. And this is the Chanel Healthy Glow Foundation. Going in with concealer next. Contour is next. Blending it in. Going to contour my nose. I'm going to lightly set it with powder, and this is the Dior Radiant Filter. I start with the thin layer on my T-zone and a little bit on my cheek. Complexion is done. Now I utilize brushes for precision in my makeup application. I still use my fingers for certain products, but I've definitely relied on brushes more as I've gotten older. This is the Dior Backstage Rosy Glow Blush. Brushes give me much more precision with placement and blending. I'm going to bring that closer to my eyelid today, so it's more of a natural soft flush. I always like to bring a little bit of the blush to the tip of my nose. With brushes, I can control exactly where I want the coverage, and I think that contributes to creating a softer and more refined makeup look. Going to go in with a bronzer, and this is the RMS Hydra Bronzer, and just going to sweep that on top of my cheeks, on my nose, a little bit on my forehead where the sun will naturally hit, a little on my chin. Just a little at a time because I can always add more. And with a brush, it's really easy to control that. I'm also much less interested in following makeup trends, but more interested in finding placement that actually flatters and suits my facial structure. Brows can completely change the expression of our face, so I've become much more restrained with how much product I apply to my brows. I still want definition, but I don't want that to be the first thing someone sees. I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Powder today and her Duo Brow Brush. I'm going to start with the lighter color here and kind of brush that all over the brow. Same with the other side. An eyebrow powder gives you a fluffier eyebrow look. And since the tail end of my brow is more sparse, I'm going to go in with the darker shade here and fill that in a little bit more. Brows are done. I fill in only where I need it, and I like to keep the edges very soft. For me, a softer, more natural brow gives me a more harmonious makeup look. There's a lot of value in really getting to know your products. When you use something repeatedly, you learn how much you need, which brush works best with it, how it looks after several hours, and what other products layer well with it. That familiarity makes getting ready so much easier, and over time you start building a collection of your favorite products that creates a signature look that is your go-to. I'm going to use my Chanel 2-in-1 eyeshadow and eyeliner stick. Going to line my eyes. This shade that I use is a very neutral color, and I often use this as the base eyeliner for the eyeshadow look I'm going to create. Going in with the RMS Eyelights today, just going to take a little bit of the product, take an eyeshadow brush, and then apply that over the eyeliner, just using a little bit at a time, and then I'm going to lightly blend that upward. I'm taking a clean brush and just blending the edge here, diffusing it. Doing the same with the other eye. Take that clean brush again and then kind of blend out the outline here whatever's left on my brush, just taking a little bit of it down to the lower lash line, curling my lashes, mascara, and this is the YSL Lash Latex. Oops. Lash is done. I'm going to go in with a little bit more powder on my T-zone, and I notice a little shine here. And with powder, I used to think I needed to set my entire face, but now I'm much more selective. I only powder where I tend to get oily or areas where I really want to set the makeup. And my preference for setting powder is something that's semi-translucent, very lightweight, and gives me a satiny, soft glow finish. I also can't emphasize enough how important blending is. The difference between makeup looking like separate products being put together compared to a polished, cohesive look is simply blending. Hair also has a big impact on how finished my look is. When my hair is healthy and well cared for, even a very minimal, simple makeup look can make me feel more put together. Some of my favorite finds recently is the Raw's Haircare line. I have the Milk Serum and the Style Cream. The Milk Serum also acts as hair treatment and a heat protectant if you style your hair. It's a very soft texture. It's not waxy or oily. It's hydrating, and I find that it really helps tame my frizzy hair. I'm very sensitive to the scent of my hair care product because I can smell it. And so far, every product I've tried from this line smells like the spa. It's just very botanical and fresh, but also very natural. I have naturally wavy hair and it tends to get very frizzy. I've noticed that my hair really has gotten so much healthier with regular use of the Milk Serum. This is actually a full-size bottle. I had the travel size one. I tried it and I loved it, and now I use this consistently every day. To finish my look, I'm going to apply some lipstick. And this is Gucci's They Met in Argentina. As you can see, I've worn it down to just a nub. So I'm going to apply my lipstick with the lip brush. It's a pretty soft pinky coral. I often go back after I'm done with my makeup to kind of check if everything has blended nicely. I want every product to transition into the next one seamlessly, and that means diffusing any obvious lines or boundaries. Let's add in a highlighter, and this is the Chanel Highlight Balm in Sculpting. Just tap a little bit on my fingertip, warm it up a little, and just kind of dab that on the high points of my cheeks, on the tip of my nose, on my brow bone. You can always end the beauty experience with a fragrance, and this is one of my favorites. This is the Jo Malone Nectarine Blossom and Honey. Fragrance is an experience that you create for yourself. You smell your own scent the most, so it should be a scent that really speaks to who you are, or maybe it evokes a memory or a feeling. It should make you feel the most at ease and confident. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and I'll see you in the next video.